normal weight, and gets in the ring and is going to tell all of them what she thinks of them, tell all of them off, but is not scared in any way. Doesn't that tell you automatically, well, this is obviously fake? But anyway, nevertheless, but hey, Brandy's tougher than Road Warrior Hawk. So she gets in the ring and she tells Lambert, you're like a less talented version of Paul Heyman. And the people go, like, oh, you got him with a bird. And whatever the fuck, and then he says, well, I prefer Jim Cornette. And instead of the bird, it's like, oh my God, it's like complete disgust.
Okay, dokie. Well, hello. I am yet back again. Anthony Gray, aka Grayscale Painting, aka. All right, 12 by 16 right here. Yes, it is. All right, as you can see down on the palette, we have hey Sonia, nice to see you. We got let me get this live chat back up here. We have phthalo green, titanium white, and some cad red. We're gonna make phthalo green, or any type of green, and red are opposites on the color wheel. So they're gonna gray each other out. They're gonna turn this weird kind of brownish color. The white will bring the gray out. It will be a warm gray, okay? And so once again, we're gonna do certain things in series of gray. We got a cabin here that's taped off, all right? So we're gonna have a very foggy, overcast type of thing going on with the two cottages here. We're gonna have light beams come on out within all of that little foggy stuff. All right, you see the little sketches for where the trees are gonna more or less be, blah, blah, blah. A little distant mountain, okay. All right, and we're gonna just hop right on to it with this, okay. All right, we're going to, I think I'm gonna just use this 1/2 inch here. Flat brush, and we're going to mix a nice batch of some very light gray. I want the mountain obscured when I put the color in there, okay. All right, now we got two very dominant, very powerful colors here. All right, I'm gonna just drag this out right about here, drag a nice batch of it, put some red in there, and we're gonna kind of brown that up a wee bit, and just stir it around real good. It cancels each other out just like you see right now, okay. All right, looks like essentially mud, and we're going to take a little bit of white and we're going to just kind of lighten that right up. And actually, it's not a warm gray, forgive me, this is a cool gray, and I think this phthalo has a lot to do with that. But this is good. This is good. I'm gonna keep stirring it around. Okay, that's still a little dark for that mountain. All right, so we're gonna add a little more white. Lighten it up. Okay, and you'll see the color gradation as I'm doing it. All right, and as you can see, it is gray. Okay, it is a cool gray, but it is gray nonetheless. No glycerin or anything. I may use water, but I will not use glycerin. Okay, this is good what we got here. All right, now the tricky thing is to fade this mountain out. Okay, I'm gonna pull this paint near me here, get a nice little edge, which I didn't because I just mashed all of this with paint on the inside. Let's get a palette knife and let's kind of mash all that out of there. Flip that around. Let's get all that color out of that brush. Look how much color was in the brush. Look at that. Okay, we'll just put it right in there. We'll mix it with this here, just like that. I'm gonna clean this brush off again to get all that residual paint out of there. I'll use this. I got 2 water dishes here. Hey Edward, how are you? Hey Jessica, how are you? Hey Billy, what's going on Billy? Interesting paintings you're doing, Billy. I might not have sometimes the chance to click or anything because I'm pretty busy, but I do see your work. I just want to let you know that I do see it. It comes across my wall, I see it. Okay, So let's get some of this light gray. Let's go up here to this mountain. And if anything, really, you're gonna, this is even dark, but it's all right. I'll work with it. Come up around in here. And I really want to concentrate on just like that. All right. I'm gonna fade this mountain out. All right. I'll just wipe all this stuff up off my brush. It's all right, because I'm gonna fade it out anyway. Now this is where I'll use some water. And we're gonna lightly fade this mountain out. And basically what I'm doing is just taking that water on the brush. It will just kind of make it disappear. It's all right. We're gonna make all that disappear just like that. Get some more water, and I'm just using water. I'm wiping off a lot of that water, and I'll just kind of keep playing with it. Now as I'm doing this, you see me doing this, the water's running and doing what it does, but it's all right. It's gonna make a natural fade anyway. It's gonna spread out, the lines will go away. Okay. I'm gonna use some more water. I'm gonna just gradually fade all this right out. Or I can just kind of go up into, well, I should use a bigger brush to do this, to go up into the mountain a little bit. I don't want to really go into the, let me use something bigger. Kind of smooth all of that out. Just a wider brush anyway, I should say. I can either bring it down like this, bring it down just like this. See, when the paint's a little wet, you can kind of get away with all of that. I'm just drying it out. Don't worry about all of this down here. That can, you know, we can make that disappear and go away. Don't worry about that. That isn't what I'm worried about. But I will just kind of coax it back up into its little mountain area. Like so. Now remember, this is water, so it will dry. My room is a little on the warm side, so this stuff is drying, and I'll just gradually just kind of wisp and just blend it, blend it, blend it. And I'm just using water, but look at the blend that's happening there. Okay. Just like so. Okay. But as you can see, that little bit of mountain gave me all of that, and it's just blending it out. All right, just blend it right away. And since I am using water, okay, let's borrow some of this up here for a second and bring it here. Yeah. All right. I'm not really worried about there. Now, I can add cute little things here like, oh, it's just a dry brush, so I can add little mountain things by just wearing away the paint a little bit. All right, I'm gonna use a little bit of water. I'm wiping off a lot of this water. It's gonna eat away at this paint just a little bit. I don't want it to do it too much. But we get little gradations of little mountain value happening here just by wearing away the paint, just a little bit. As you can see, where the light side of the mountain would be, more or less. All right, and I'm just once again just scraping away some of that scraping away some of that paint. I'll wear this away, just kind of, what I don't want, I'll just kind of wear it away. It's all right.
since it was done right, nobody remembers.
See, I just wear away some spots, but not too much. Not too much. And keep it pretty much like that. I'll take some water, and wherever I feel some things might be a little bit too much of a line, I can get rid of that, all of that. No big deal. Just wipe it away. I'm not caring about none of that down there. As long as I don't get it too much on the houses there. Okay, just wear it away a little bit. Hey, Miss Southern Belle, how are you?
Modern talent is told is acceptable, or this is how you do it. And this was caca. And why that they would set up a match.
Oh, okay, okay. Miss Southern Belle, send your link to the RV DJ if you know who that is. Since she has the wrench. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe you don't know who she is. Miss Southern Belle. Let's see, how can I do this? Because if you don't know who she is, you can't contact her on Messenger. Let's see here. I'll do it this way. Let's see if I can do this. Hold on, Miss Southern Belle. Okay, Miss Southern Belle. Either highlight the page or come back. You should have a wrench by your name and put your link in there, all right? Okay. All right. So we got this nice cool gray for a mountain. I wiped away some of the colors so you see some little bit of detail back there for this guy. All right. Okay. So that's been taken care of. All right. Let's take care of what I want for trees. Okay. All right. Because this will be some kind of a campground of some sort. So we got a couple of log cabins hanging around there. All right. What I am going to do for the deciduous trees, when I say deciduous trees, they're not pine trees. They're the maple, oak type of trees. You know, I'll take a small fan brush. I'll do it with one of those. Now, for each layer of gray, you would get gradually darker and darker. You understand? But now, since I'm going to be using, because this is a little, to be honest with you, it's a little dark for a faraway mountain, but we're going to work with this. The next batch will be the trees. Just got to be kind of careful with the houses here. Okay. And what I can do real quick, I'll do it right now since I'm not really in a big old rush. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do because I need the trees in there, but I don't want them, I don't want to overpaint on top of the cabins. All right. Even though the cabins will be in gray, but still, I don't want them painted over the cabins. So I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do here. I don't know how exact I'm gonna do everything. I'm still thinking about that as I'm talking to you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna make a quick mask like I did this here. All right, so I get to show you kind of what I do. So I'll take a very sharp X-Acto knife. Be very careful with it. With an X-Acto knife, be very careful. It will take away layers of skin before you even realize that you made a mistake. All right, so I want you to be mindful of that. All right. And I'm just going to make a quick mask to protect this cabin for a second, because I don't want, once again, some of the details of the trees back there to kind of go into the house. All right. And I'll peel it away here, just like so. I don't need to go really all the way down. I just need this top part protected, and you'll see why in a second. Basically, I'm just doing a quick outline of the outside of the cottages slash houses slash cabins slash whatever they're going to be when I get to them. And once again, I'm not using any glycerin or anything like that, because if I used glycerin, the paint will lay on top of the glycerin. It's not really what I want for the effect right now. Okay. I think we got what we needed here. Now, with me doing this on top of the panel board, I can really lay into the surface pretty good here without really damaging anything. Okay, and there we go. All right, like I said, I just need to cover enough room, enough of the buildings, so when I do sketch in the trees, when I paint them in, they won't go all on top of the roof and everything. All right, okay. Now, they have to be a wee bit darker than what I just put here. Okay, all right. And this is the color we used right here. Has to be a little darker, a little bit. So I'll scrape in a little bit of this and put it in here. All right. And if I need to loosen the paint up a little bit, I will. I just need it gradually darker. I don't need it really super dark, because we have the houses to put in here. Okay. All right. So we'll get some deciduous trees. I'm just going to use the bottom edge of the knife. I'll come right in here and I'll just kind of get some interesting looking little patterns there like that. And we'll come down a little bit. The thing is with these, you make the top part look like, you know, a bird can actually go through this thing. It gets a little heavier down below. All right. And that's basically how you do it. All right, now watch what happens when I start adding these little patterns and all this fun stuff. Go up into the mountain a little bit too. Okay. Skip around a little bit. Make them kind of roundish. Come down here a little bit. Once again, make them where they look like a bird can actually fly right through this thing. Okay. All right, get some more. And we'll just come up around here. Just play around with different various shapes. Once again, as you go further down, like down here, it gets a little heavy. Okay. They get a little thick down in here. But I'm gonna concentrate really on the top right now. Now, if you feel they're getting a little blotchy, a little thick, just thin your paint a little bit, because I don't want it to be super blotchy. I want to come back up here again. Something like that. Then once again, it gets a little heavier down below. Now, it depends on how even you want your land in the back there. That all depends. It's really on you. If you want it a little hilly, if you want it flat, truly up to you. All right, we'll come up in here, add some trees behind the house. All of this adds for the depth of your tree. Get a little bit water. Get in there, get some more of this paint here. Now I work with thicker paint. All right. I do work with thicker paint, so I can kind of pop in a little bit of water in it too. Kind of make it a little uneven up there, just like that. It gets a little stronger, obviously, down here. They got to be a touch darker. So add a little more paint down there. Something like that. All right. I'm looking. I'll look at the total thing and make sure everything's kind of okay. That's all right. Hey Rob, what's happening, man? Good to see you. Did you put your link up there, Miss Southern Belle? Let me see. What kind of tool are you using to cut on the tape? You're talking about an X-Acto knife. Very, very sharp. Actually, that's what it's called. It's called an X-Acto knife. Okay. Many different varieties. Protective cap, which you definitely need, but it's nothing but a scalpel, basically. All right. It's just a very pointy razor blade type of knife. Extremely sharp. This one here, you might not be able to tell, but the tip has been busted. It's been broken, which is actually good, because I like mine a little bit on the dull side so I can control the pressure. But if you get one of these brand new or a brand new blade and you use a canvas, it'll cut through your canvas before you even realize it. But then again, it'll cut through your skin the same way. So be extremely careful messing with those things, because they will do some damage if you're not careful. You got to be mindful of what you're messing with there. Now, if the paint's a little wet, all right, you can kind of scrape in. You see that? Scrape in a few of those branches in there. You don't have to overdo it. They don't have to exactly come from the bottom. See? Put them in there. You can have some come right to the bottom. Have some come up. Some big ones come up there. Don't do them all perfectly straight up and down. Bring some tall ones up there. Have it branch out if you want. Just like that. Bring some this way. Come on up there like that. All right. Like I say, you can, if you want to do those, you can do those. If you don't want to do them, don't add them in. Really up to you. All right. That's definitely your call. Up to you. All right. Okay. So that's basically why I shielded these houses, just for that, and then that's it. Now, in doing that, putting the trees here, remember, it's just a darker version of this up here. So now you got your instant fog here. You got your little bit of mountain detail there, not too much. All right, now you got your trees, which pushes the mountain backward. We don't have any clouds or anything like that happening back here, and I'm gonna show you why in a second. But we got our trees. All right, okie dokie. Let's work with the cabins. Oh, and by the way, this is more for Sonia. 1 point perspective again, right here. All right. Now, being that it's 1 point perspective, okay, I'm gonna show you something. Meaning 1 point perspective, meaning that your eye is gonna go and travel towards 1 point. The building's gonna go towards one direction, and to which they are, even though the long side of the house is the flat side, okay, but they're still aiming pretty much toward that direction. All right, they're all aiming, see, towards that dot. Okay, this guy here aims toward the dot. Even the roof, top part of the roof, aims toward that dot. All these guys are aiming toward the dot. This, ironically, is straight across. All right, so it's very, very simple perspective. It's only 1 point going that way. You follow me? And that's really all I did. Okay, all right. I didn't do too much detail on the cabins because I'll do that in the actual painting. All right. Miss Southern Belle, when now that I gave you a wrench, you can drop your link on there. Okay. Or if Sonia can, if you do have a page or whatever, if Sonia can do it, the RV DJ, she can go to your page and she can drop the link. So either way, just to get people to go to your page and say hey and press that subscribe button and all that fun stuff. All right. So there's a method to my madness. of doing what I'm doing. We're using different hues of the same color, and it's a cool gray. All right, a warm gray like this, when you make certain colors like purple and yellow or something like that, you'll get a warmer gray. It'll look toward the kind of light tannish brownish side, but it won't be true brown. It will not, it'll look off, but it's what we call a neutral color, meaning you can put other colors on top of this and it's real friendly. It just takes the property of that color, and you'll soon see it in a couple seconds. All right, now that I've covered that, we can actually work on the houses here. Okay, all right. So we'll just take Mr. Knife, peel it, and just remove it, because once again, we really don't need this. Now my camera, once I start putting layers of paint on, my camera, like anybody else's camera, it can't really mimic the sharpness of the human eye. So sometimes it may look like it's going out of focus, and it's not. The camera cannot perceive depth the way our natural eyes can. So it will, in turn, as I keep doing this, it will look more and more blurry. So every once in a while, I have to kind of, it's a touch screen camera. I have to touch the screen and it'll put everything back in focus. All right, because the more stuff I add, you just see it getting blurrier and blurrier, and it's because the camera can't capture the depth real good, not like our eyes. So that's why you might see my hand go across the screen. It's just touching the display. All right, okay, so we will go with smaller brushes, and we will start painting in these cabinets. Now there's a reason why this is going to remain covered, because we are going to add color, but the color will come after I go over this entire scene when it's done with a color or colors. Okay, so it looked like this mountain, the trees, the cabinets are all shrouded in some kind of mist. Then whatever I decide to put in front of it, that will push all of this scenery back, so to give a 3D look. Very simple. There you go, Miss Southern Belle. Perfect. So you guys kind of see how I do this and how it's done and everything. Okay, let's work on these cabins here. I'm gonna definitely need a smaller brush. Let me pick what shade of gray do I want, because it has to be a little darker than this, but not too crazy. So I'm gonna just gather all of this up. It's all right. Gather it all here. Let's go a little darker. So it's just a little more red, a little more of this green. Pop it in there. I use my knife to really. Now, being that objects that are closer to us are getting a little darker, gradually darker. Now I have to be careful because I don't want it too dark to where the other colors won't accept it. But trust me, it will look like it's in the background, because I'm going to add a little white to it, which will, now titanium white is extremely opaque. It's probably the most opaque color besides maybe a couple of the ochre umbers colors. Extremely opaque. Okay, so you just gotta be mindful of that. I don't want it really too much darker than what you see here, so we may have to play around with it a little bit, but we'll see. All right, let's deal with, I guess we'll deal with the roof first. So I'm gonna take this color, I'm gonna spread it out a little bit like that. I'll just take a little swipe across, and we'll play with the let me see something. See if it's dark enough. Well, it's definitely dark, that's for sure. I may want to go a little higher with that. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little higher, right up there. So what we're gonna do is, as I'm doing this roof here, once again, I'm using nothing but the paint. No glycerin or anything. I may use water, and the reason why I would use water before I use anything else is because I want this paint to dry. Okay, but there's a reason. No glycerin, no medium. I want the paint to dry. I am going to be careful. That's what I'm going to do. As I'm doing this, I'll probably add some other little things to make it kind of interesting and on this. But I'll go down as far as I possibly can. Not really an architectural drawing, but still try to make it about as even as I can. Don't want to make it look too sloppy, too crazy looking. Okay, that's cool for that. I can just come here and add a little slide across. I just gotta be careful. No, that's not gonna do it. Let's see, I gotta go on the back end here. Just like something like that. And go back on the front end and kind of play with that little spot right in there. Oh, okay. I think we're good here. Go right across this. And if I can't necessarily get it, but I'll work at it here. All right, I think we're pretty good there. All right, I should work on the other one while I'm at this, but let's get a little bit of white. We're gonna mix it into the gray. We'll marble it a little bit, come around, because I want interesting little patterns on this, like that. Like it's kind of worn away a little bit. And this, you'll see, this will actually help. Okay. You gotta, when you paint like this, you gotta kind of think ahead. All right. So as I'm looking at it, I think we're good there. Let's play around with the other roof over there. The other roof, let's get that a little, we'll make it a little lighter because, just because. Let's just add a little interest to it. Because it's the same color. I'll make this one a little lighter. We'll come here and go right to the top. And just kind of be careful. I'll get some of that white in there. Mix that in there a little bit. A little swipe across. Yeah, I gotta make sure my head is not in the way. Now, say you don't have necessarily the most steady hand in the world. If this is a little uncomfortable for you, then use a brush. All right. Use what you need to use to make it a lot more comfortable for yourself. Okay. I'm teaching you really. I'm showing you, teaching you a technique. Okay, I did this a couple of days ago with a dinosaur. Actually, two of them, two dinosaurs. Believe it or not, if you look for, I mean, the video's there, but if you look for it on Facebook, I took it off because I didn't like it. Really, I thought I could do better, so I just took it off of there. I didn't want to see it, but I did not get rid of the video. So if you're looking for it, that's why you don't see it, because I took it off. Okay, let's take a little bit of this dark color here. Forgive my squeaky chair. I just didn't fix it. I'll get to it eventually. This is obviously the underside of the roof. Like that. I'll straighten it up a little bit there, like so. All right, okay. I'm still looking at it. I'm checking it out. I'm looking. I'll add some of this dark stuff in there. Once again, it just adds a little interest to this thing. Okay. I like the way it looks. I'll add a little more dark in there. Play around with it a little bit. Like I say, it's a little interest. There's no medium. It's just water. Okay, that's all. Okay, I just, like I said, I just need a little something a little interesting there. I'll use a little bit of white for this one. Just kind of. Once again, I want it to be all worn down looking. Okay, I'll come across here like that, and we'll put a little here. Just interesting. This will make it look, you know. All right, let's get a smaller brush. We'll work with the tiny little, where's my little tiny brush? We'll work with the little chimneys up there. We'll get this darker color here. And we'll come here and we'll, I guess we'll do this side right now, for right now. Now we're going to add a little life to this painting. When you're doing man-made objects, if you still want a little life, a little flow to it, I'm going to show you how easy it is for you to do that. Okay. Let's mix this. I didn't take the paint off the brush, but you still got to portray two different sides. There's a light side and a dark side, even with a chimney. Even with a chimney. You don't think it matters, but it does. You'd be surprised what people actually look for. Okay. Just like that. All right. Okay. Let me show you something right now. Watch this. I'm gonna take this same brush. Watch. I'm gonna do a little dry brushing, just with the white. Okay. I'm gonna wipe a lot of this off. I know it doesn't make any sense, but watch. No water, just the paint itself. Right here. And just add a little bit of. Now you might not see it, or it might not even look like it's worth even looking at right now. But you gotta understand, other colors will be added on top of this paint. You follow me? So even though, I'll have it go this way, I guess. Even though you don't truly see this white, you will when the other colors are put on top of it. You follow me? I got it going through a couple of the branches, a couple of the trees, just like that. All right, you don't see it yet, but you will. You will when the other colors. This is why I also use titanium white, because one is kind of thick. Okay, but you'll see exactly. I'm going over it so it can show when I put the other colors on, and you'll see what I'm talking about as I keep playing here. All right, you don't see it yet, but you will. You will. Interesting little effect. You're gonna see it obviously more here because there's more tree right there. And I'm just taking it. I'm using the side of the brush, just like that. And if you also notice, I did not tape the edges. I usually tape the edges. I didn't tape the edges today. I don't think I taped the edges for the dinosaur painting either. Okay. Let's move right along. Let's take, let's not take that. We'll do that a little bit later. We'll take a 1/2 inch again. It's a little bit of water. We're gonna go right into let's use this color. We'll probably darken this a little bit. I'm just use a little bit of water and this paint. I'm deciding what side should I have the lighter side be. I guess I can do it that way. We'll take this and we'll come here and this is going to be our lighter side, so you'll see what I'm going to do here. I got to be very careful because of the windows, and I'm going to just kind of put it in here. Now remember, this is different values of the same color that I did the mountain. So a little bit of white added to the what is it, red and green. So I know it doesn't look like red and green would make gray, but it does. Red and green will make gray. Blue and orange will make gray. And red and green, blue and orange. There's another one. Red, green, blue. Oh, purple and yellow will make gray. This is a cool gray. The purple and orange, or the purple and yellow will make a warm gray. Definitely a warm gray. Okay. I gotta just look at the pencil lines and see exactly where I'm at here. Alright, you guys can do the same thing I'm doing. The same thing. I'm gonna look at your chat in a second here. Hey BC Treasure, how are you? BC Treasure Trails, it's good to meet you. Welcome. We have a very nice group here. I'm gonna take some of this gray. We're gonna put it over here. See what we got going on here. I'm very cognitive of the values. We're gonna get a little touch of water here, just to thin it. I use thick paint, so I can get away with just a little touch of water, just to get the paint a little loose, get it flowing. Now this is canvas board. It does have a tooth to it. Okay. And remember, acrylic paint dries flat. It gives the appearance of actually drying darker than when you put it on. Oil paint is different. Oil paint dries through oxidation. And oil paint is very vibrant, so oil paint will look wet the same way it will when it's dry. All right. Watercolor is the opposite. It dries lighter because it's thinner paint, and the white of the paper shows through. So once it dries actually lighter than acrylic. Titanium white, I think I was talking about that. Titanium white is very, very opaque. Titanium white that covered death. That stuff is no joke. It will cover black, yellow. It will cover anything. Titanium white. Mixing white, not so much. And I tend to stay away from mixing white. All right. Once again, when it dries, it's going to dry a little flatter. You'll see the differences in the roofs. All right. Okay, let's get a little bit of water. As you see, I'm deliberately being very careful around those windows. Now, obviously, I'm running out of the mix, so we're going to make some more. No big deal. A little bit of this phthalo green, a little bit of this red, pop it in together. It's going to turn kind of brownish or whatever. Well, not now because I'm mixing it in with the white that's already there. All depends. It's up on you. If you want your gray a little green, if you want your gray a little red, that's really your call. As you can see, I just added a little bit of white in there. It'll just gray it up. Now that's a little bit on the green side. All right, yeah, take a little dip of red, put it in there. Okay, and just keep stirring it around. It'll kind of return there. All right, there we go. I will use a pallet knife really to do this. Usually. You just keep stirring it around there, it brings it back. All right. Now, as I'm looking at it here, I want to see if it's going to represent a nice darker side of the cabins there. I'll just put it next to this and see what happens. Yeah, it will. It definitely will. Okay, so now we got the darker part of the cabin here. That's not bad. It'll do it. Very gradual. Is the reason why I'm being very careful around the doors and around the windows, because we want to put some shine of light hitting the ground. Okay, so this will be a lot of activity going on, even though most of it's going to be shrouded. All right. So once again, you got to kind of think it through. All right. I've been doing this for a minute, so when you do the details and stuff like this, get yourself a brush that will handle, that will keep a nice sharp edge. Trust me, you'll thank me for it. And I'll just kind of just tap the colors on there, more or less. Okay, I'll keep looking here, make sure I got everything straight, everything's cool, and then I'm gonna move right on to the other one. All right, we're gonna come back. Now, the more I can get away with doing this, now I'm pulling the brush toward me because I want a nice. Here, I'll show you. You see that edge? See how sharp that edge is there? All right, you need a nice sharp edge there. All right. Okay, let's go over here. Let's go to the top. Kind of even it out a little bit. It's all right if you got the little stuff like that, because it kind of marks where everything is. But it's up to you if you want to keep that or not. That's your discretion. Once again, I got to be very mindful of where those windows are. The windows definitely are in perspective. Okay, and you want to keep that. It's very important. Your eye will tell you exactly when it's a little bit off. Okay. And once again, if you get a little nervous doing something like this, if you don't want to use a half-inch brush to do little details, then use a script liner or a liner brush, whatever you feel comfortable with. All right. I'm just using a bigger brush because of the sake of time, even though some of my videos can last a while. Apparently people like them, even if they do last a little bit. And so I'll keep doing them until it's shown otherwise. I'll keep doing them this way. I don't really need all of that to show, but just like that. All right. Okay. I'm going to take a script liner, and we definitely need to frame these windows here. Okay. All right. I'm doing this. Hey, Sleestack, how you doing? Okay. It's good to see you. Hello, Kelly Berry. How are you? Welcome. It's good to see you. Let's frame these windows. We're going to use, obviously, some more green. You want to use some more red. Now, the window, as far as framing, I'll probably keep it this dark. A little more red. Now, we got two very dominant, very powerful colors with the green and the red. All right. Get a little bit of water. This is a very thin brush. All right. The windows will be framed a little strong, and they're going to have to be. Get a little more water. Once again, when I say a little more water, I kind of can't help but it being a little more water because, quite frankly, I'm using a script liner brush. How much water are you going to actually get on a brush this skinny? So, but get the ink going at a very thin, or get the paint going at an inky consistency. That's basically what I'm saying. Okay. Paint right over the tape. That's okay. Act like this tape doesn't exist. Okay. Act like that tape doesn't even, it's not even there. because you don't really want to ruin the flow of your painting when you paint like this. Another bad habit that I do that I'm letting you guys know so you don't really do it on your own is I tend to relax my hand. The more you hold your hand like this, I'll show it to you this way. I tend to hold it like that, which gives you a wider line. You need to hold it where the tip is diagonal, straight. All right, it gives you a thinner line. I tend not to do that. I catch myself every once in a while, but then I revert and go back, and I shouldn't. One of those bad habits. I catch myself from time to time, but usually I don't. Usually. Now, this is the reason why I'm framing them this dark. You'll see in a second. It's kind of the same idea I did with the smoke. Because once the light beams show through, okay, it's going to help with that illusion. All right. Okay. Once again, I'm just slowly framing the windows. I roll the paint on the brush itself. Do it as straight as you can. Still try to keep true to your perspective angles, because if you don't, you will be able to tell instantly. All right. Right now, I am just concentrating on the frame of the windows for right now. I know we got the door frames. I am aware, but I'm gonna handle each subject as they come. And once again, I reverted back to that slanting of the brush again. I think it's just from me being a penciler and an inker when I did illustration work in comics and stuff like that. I just naturally go right back to doing that. So trust me. And also, when you're doing stuff like that, I usually when you're in illustration, you don't usually tape your board to the canvas or to the surface. You kind of move your paper around. Taping it like this, you don't want to have to adjust and alter your body when you're doing things like this. Okay, one more. I'll come back and read the chat. But I appreciate everybody coming through, saying, hey, even if you can't stay, I do appreciate you at least considering me enough to give a click and stopping by. All right. Thank you, Edward. Hey, Paul, my man. No, Paul. Everybody else is getting beat down but us. People down south that usually don't get a lot of snow, they're getting what we're getting. What we're supposed to be getting. We're not getting jack. As a matter of fact, why am I doing that? Let me get out of it for a second. I hope you guys are all right here. Let's see. Warning. It's giving me a warning. Hold on. Why are you giving me a warning? What's going on? No, everything seems to be going. We're about an hour in. You guys are still texting me. Okay, it looks like we came back. All right. All right. Thank you, Edward. No, we didn't get any snow like that, bro. At all. Zero. Nothing. This mess with these doors. I mean, it's really not much of nothing. I can keep the doors either lighter or darker. I'll just use this for the door. Won't matter too much. Okay. We'll just frame the door a little darker. It's all right. Frame the door a little darker. It is okay. And you'll see why in a second. I'm not gonna really harp too much on the door. Everybody knows it's a door. Once again, this is just different values of the same color. Okay. You can still get depth in 3D using different values of the same color, which actually helps when you choose to do a painting using other colors. You'll learn you'll learn values, you'll learn hues and differences of the hues. I'm just framing the roof just for a second there. Okay. Let's see what else. Let's add some cute little shading. Why not? Just cute little stuff right in here. A little shadow right in here. Comes down a little bit and it kind of comes this way. Doesn't have to be smooth and pretty. It can be kind of rough like that. Okay. I'll use my finger just blend it a little bit. Once again, just adding a little dimension, a little depth to these things. Okay. Let's go back here. Let's go back here. Let's have it kind of tilt downward like that, all the way to the ground back there. Go around that window and it kind of comes up here and disappears like that. I'll use my finger and fade it out a little bit. Okay, up here, you know, you got a little bit of that stuff covering it, and we'll just kind of get a nice little line and we'll just kind of wipe it. You got a little shadow working under there like that. All sorts of interesting things happening there. Okay, do the same thing here. Little bits of, you know, like it's all worn out and everything. Make them look like kind of lived in, you know what I'm saying? All right. Okay. So as I'm looking now, once again, got this fella a little bit light. Got these guys. All right. Then you got these fellas in here. Okay. Remember, all this is going to be covered and colored. All of it. All right. Okay. Let's do something with. Here, hold on. Let me show you something. I might as well, what I'm thinking about it. Let's cover this ground a little bit, but I want to do something before that happens. If we got our dark side here, okay. Let's take a little bit of water. Going into this dark stuff right here like this. All right. Okay. Now, the perspective for this is very easy. Remember that dot. Everything's going, these angles are going towards the dot here. Everything else is straight perpendicular, like the edges here. Okay. All right. Now, why would I mention that? Well, when it comes to doing shadows, for any object, okay, depending on where the sun is, how high or how low the sun is, this is easy because everything's perpendicular. Since this is the dark part of the house, all right, if you want to do your shadow goes straight as an arrow, straight that way. Same thing on this edge here, straight that way. You get it as long as you want it. Really, it's really up to you. Okay. And it kind of curves in like that. So here's your shadow right here for this guy. All right. So the shadows is here for the house. At least shadow number one anyway. This guy, to add more dimension and depth to it. Keep it as straight as possible. I'm painting at a weird angle, but it's all right. Have him go right off the page. It's okay. Once again, this is just a darker color and water. It turns into like a glaze. All right. So it kind of goes that way. Okay. You could have made this longer, shorter. All right. Up to you. I could probably deal or do with this being a little bit longer. It might suffice maybe. So we'll just bring it out a little bit more. Here's the interesting thing. Your perspective will now start on this because your slant will be different. Okay, for this fella, but we can we'll just add it like that, and I'll smooth it out here. It's all right. Don't worry about the streaks. The streaks will go away, believe it or not, because of using water instead of any kind of glycerin or anything like that. Now, the only thing I have to do really is just wait for this stuff to dry. All right. So, all right, much like that, I can actually add the peak. I'll add the peak here. So it gives me a chance to turn that, and then I'll turn it this way, there. So we got a little peak there. All right, and we'll leave that be. Okay. Just make sure you get it straight though. All right, there. And you just leave it be. It spreads out. It'll dry. We'll be good to go. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. We're gonna add something else in here, just because it's gonna sell the image of land. We'll do this somewhat quickly. Not really too quickly, but somewhat quickly. All right. Okay, I'm reading the chat. Very interesting. Do I ever blow dry my painting? No. Not because it's bad or anything. It's just no. I have a heating fan in here, and it is red hot. It does oscillate, and it will bring this room up to 92 degrees. It's at 89 degrees right now, so no, I don't need a fan. I just sit here and run my mouth, and it'll just dry. I do have a third camera. It would usually be right there in that area. I just chose not to turn it on. But it's an overlay like this. Let's get this straight. Right, like this guy right here. So I can make that guy disappear like this. There. Okay. Ashley, how are you? Welcome. Oh, well, travel, yes. Well, that's 1 point perspective. I only have 1 point right there. So all the angles, every one of them, go to the dot. Every one of them. Where would it be? Here. Every one goes to that dot. Windows, the door. Now, going to the other side, they're all straight across. Okay. They're going straight. Everything goes straight across, because it's just gradually going to that point. Now, what fools your eye is that both of these are set differently. They're not set alike. Okay, see, you got the longer half going here. The longer half is just going straight across, but the shorter half is going there. So, and we all know where the inches of a doorway is of any building. Okay, so it kind of throws you off a little bit, because you truly don't see the perspective really. Okay, it's just, they're just naturally just sitting there. All right, so that's what's kind of throwing you off a little bit, because there's really nothing else. Even this guy, this fella right here, he's going straight towards that dot right here. This one here, right there. Even the chimney's going straight to the dot there. All right, everything on this, the top part is the roof of the house, and a little bit of the bottom wall. Everything's going in that direction. But once again, they're kind of spaced out. So you really you don't really truly see the perspective in it, because it's not really present like that. All right. Now, we've established ground. How did we establish the ground? Well, we established the ground by the shadow. So they're not floating in space now. Okay. They're not doing a little ghost dance. They're right here. Okay. All right. And we got a little bit of the shadow that's being obscured by the house. All of this helps in adding depth and perspective. All right, so I'm looking at, who was that? I'm looking at Travel Jima. She's saying she would die in this heat. It's at 89 degrees now. So everything's starting to fade, starting to dry up here. Okay, which is another reason why I'm talking and running my mouth. All right, let's take a smaller fan brush. I could use a flat brush. It really doesn't matter. But we're gonna paint the. Remember, we're gonna have reflections going through the windows here. All right. Let's take a little bit of white. I'm gonna show you guys here. This is like a 1/4 inch brush, flat brush. All right. Okay, so we got our white right here. See that? We'll go right here. I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna go to the side, and I'm gonna aim downward. Now watch what happens. I'm gonna go right here to the corner and just go downward. You see those little rays starting to happen there? Now you're only gonna see so much of this. Reason being that obviously most of this canvas is white. The area anyway. But I'm still going in that same direction. All right, but you can see now, still, even though you don't see where it's ending, but you see the direction. And you see some of that black is being diffused a little bit. So you still see sun, well, the light rays, not necessarily sun rays. Okay, not very difficult to make that effect. We're gonna do it again. Same thing. Do it again. Right to the side there. I'll flip the brush around and continue on. Just like that. All right. Get some more. Right here. Watch. Right there. Okay, I'm going to take the edge and we're just going to kind of see that, see where it's landing there. Get that little bright spot right in there like that. See that? All right. All these little things that I'm adding, it adds to the realness of your painting. Even though you don't see it here, I'm adding it anyway. You'll understand why in a few seconds. I'm gonna add it right there. All right, you don't see it yet. Okay, much like the smoke here. Remember the smoke that was like right in here? You guys don't truly see it yet. I'm gonna kind of wipe it away, play around with it here, just like this. Go right across and go down below. Come up here a little bit. Just trail it there. Play around with it. Just like that. Because you guys really don't see it. This is a little heavier paint. But you see it's going that way. This guy, you can see it. So we don't have to mess with this. But then again, you got a tree here showing this. You don't really have it here. You've got the mist and everything out back because of the mountain. You follow me? Okay. All right, Miss Southern Belle. Hope to see you again. All right, Paul. It's really good to see you, bro. Okay, Ashley, no problem. They are definitely there on my, well, if you send me your email, my email is in the, they're not, what is it? Not the community section, it's the About Me section. Or if Sonia's still here, she can just drop my email link in there. You send me an email, I'll send you a catalog. It's usually fairly updated quite regularly. Okay, I got to put the latest paintings up there. But if she's still here and she'll drop the link in there for my email. You can just email me and I'll just email you a catalog. You just download it to your hard drive. I got it's big catalog, so it's a PDF file, both of them. All right, let's go to these guys here. Once again, same thing. Let's just take a little bit of white paint. Come over here. Just like that. Just like so. Don't panic if it seems to be a little thick. Hashtag panic not. Just like that. But look at it. What sells this? Obviously you see the shine going through, but you also see the background. That's what helps sell that image. You got me? Okay. We're gonna do it again for the front. So there's some inhabitants in here. Come on down like that. Don't try to all do it in one spot. To make it gradual. The light rays and painting fog and mist is the same concept. And try not to be heavy-handed. Okay. And whatever angle you got this at. Okay. Just like that. All right. So now there's activity here. You got me? You follow me? Now there's movement. Even though it's light shine, it's still inhabitant going on. There's still movement. There's somebody in there. Every painting should tell a story. Okay, and there are people in there. All right. Thank you very much, Sonia. No pterodactyls were harmed in the making of this painting. I just had to throw that in there. All right. As I'm looking here and looking, I'm going to take this eraser. We're going to get rid of that little pencil line in here. Okay. A lot of this is almost dry. I think it's still got some tackiness here. Not really. No, I think we're almost good enough. Yeah. Okay, good. All right. There is something else I want to add in here. It is just solidify the fact that we have hard ground here, because you guys really don't see it. I didn't add any. I didn't really add anything for our ground in here. Okay. Or any grass patterns or whatnot. It's pretty much the way you're looking at it right now. So, because I chose to do it that way, okay, I gotta add. We're gonna add something else in here. So I'll just make a basic pine tree of some sort. We'll throw the pine. We'll put him. Maybe we'll put him right in here somewhere. I don't really want him taller than the mountain. Maybe I'll put him. I gotta think it through here. We'll think it through. Actually, I can add the pine later. No, I don't want to add the pine later. I'll add it now. There's a reason why. I want whatever I want for color. I'll have it right here. This will be probably the only thing in the colors. If I do put the pine here, the pine has to be yay high. So I might put it somewhere around in here. Then I had to think about the width of the pine, the shape of the pine. So we'll play. Let's take a little bit of green, a little touch of red. Probably a little more than that. Let's take the rest of that green there. A little bit of that red. We'll darken it up a little bit, like so. I think we're there just about. Get a little bit of water, loosen that paint up a little. Okay. we might have enough. We'll see. I think that should be enough. This is a flat brush with a size 12, and we'll park the tree right there. All right, I'll just pop a line going straight down. I like my trees kind of dark in the middle anyway, but we'll put Mr. Tree right about there. And then I'm gonna take the tree and I'm gonna just go to the side to side like motion with my brush like this. As I get lower, it will gradually get wider like that. Something like so. All right. The reason why I like my trees very dark in the center like this, we'll flatten it out here a little bit. It's because all the interest is in the edges of this guy. You feel me? But that's essentially why. Okay. Now we get some grass patterns from the shadow of said tree. In the shape of grass pattern. There's your grass pattern. Of course you don't see it because the window's up there, so we'll put the window there. All right. Okay. Like that. Okay, so there go your grass pattern. That little bit of grass pattern will establish everything else going on around here. I can kind of rough up. I'll just do it this way. We'll rough up the edges here a little bit. Okay. All right. I don't really think I need anything else on this. We'll start to fade all this in there. I don't have to add too much detail to this fella. It kind of doesn't really matter because it's all going to be kind of shrouded anyway. Let's take a small palette knife. We'll take a little bit of white. We'll just kind of put it in here. All right, a little playful swipe across. And we'll play, let's kind of put a little bit of that here. And we'll play around maybe up here a little bit like that. Break it up a little. Like that, all right. All right. I'll make some of those disappear a little bit. Just a little bit there. All right, just a little bit of a trunk. All right. All righty. Now, I think we're just about ready. Did I clean this off? Yes, I did. Okay, let's get the old scraper. All right, Jessica, pay attention. Glass palette. Okay. I'm not using anything with it, but see, with the palette knife, gently, don't dig into the glass palette. But if you just kind of keep going with it, all right, it scrapes away. All right, and right now I'm not cleaning it just because I'm done. I'm just cleaning it because I don't want a lot of a mess. All right, I really don't need what you're looking at here, so I can just get rid of that. But as you see, it just kind of lifts right up there. Okay, and I got a little bucket on the side. I just wipe it away. Okay, so if you just slide it right across. All right, now if I used Windex or rubbing alcohol, that stuff with it, it'll just come right up. Simple as pie. All right, but as you can see, it's all cleared up. Okay, I'm definitely gonna need this white. Don't necessarily need the red. As far as shading everything, I can use whatever color I want, essentially. All right. For this part, I'll probably get rid of the window, the small window there. That guy, I'll get rid of it. To show you exactly how I'm going to do this. Okay. Once again, I can use pretty much any color I please for this, because once again, it's just different shades of gray in this painting. I think everything is dry because I use water instead of glycerin. But I will take glycerin. I will take glycerin and put glycerin all over this, and then I can pretty much shade it any way I want to shade it, glaze over the whole thing any way I want, any color I want. Choosing the color to do this, truly up to you. If you want to use yellow ochre, you're going to get like a kind of a mid-morning type of thing going on. If you use a little red, all right, that's another mood altogether. If you use blue, it would be more of an evening type of thing going on. So whatever color you choose to use, that's the period of day you're going to have with this painting. So it's truly up to you. Okay. I mean, you can do half of one color, half of another. It kind of doesn't matter, all right, at this point. It's whatever mood you want for this painting. And keep in mind, the darker you go with your painting, the more these guys start to be shrouded, the more mysterious it looks. Okay, the darker the color you choose. You got me. So it's really important what color you choose for this. Okay. All right, and remember the intensity of the color, because you got your little rays of sun and all of that good stuff going on with it. All right. Okay, I'm going to put glycerin all on this. Let's make sure this house is firm, because we still got this guy to do, but he'll be more or less in color while everything else is kind of shrouded. All right, so let's work some glycerin on here. Just make sure this brush is pretty clean. I really don't want any residual garbage going on here. And make sure that your painting is completely dry, no tackiness. It's got to be completely dry. All right, let's make this disappear for a minute. There you go. All right. Okay, glycerin. Let's put some glycerin on here. I got a 1.5 inch brush. Let's lower this a little bit. It's gonna shake violently because, well, just because. Okay, we're good. I think that's up to the very top. And this is canvas board. It's not watercolor paper. It's actually canvas. All right. And we're really gonna put this glycerin on here. Once again, this room is really warm, so this glycerin will tack up and dry rather quickly. Depending on how thick you have this glycerin on here. All right, the glycerin will not, the glycerin has to evaporate. This is on panel board. This is not on paper, so it's not porous. Okay, keep that also in mind. This is why your painting has to be totally dry when you add this stuff on here. Okay, a very little bit goes a long way with this stuff. You follow me? All right. I just did not really decide on a color yet. Maybe I'll have you guys decide on a color. Now, whatever the color is going to be, I'm going to add white to it, because I want this background to be a little secluded. All right, so it looks like mist. So whatever I put that's in color in front of it, it will give, once again, that 3D look. All right, it's done. So give me a color. What do you want? You want yellow? You want blue? What do you want? Okay, great, Jessica. Let me see how fast you guys can type. whatever color you choose, a little bit of white will be added in here. Okay. Let me see how many people are watching here. We got 9 people watching and 1 person gave me a color. Oh, we got to do better than that. Well, as you guys are deciding, I'm going to take a nice swig of my now cold coffee. All right. Looks like the blues have it. Okay, no problem. This ought to be very unique. All right, we're going to take some blue. Of course, you know, Vermont Painting will come in and use a color that's going to turn it to the planet Krypton. Green. This is the part of the segment where you tell Bruce to stand in the corner. Okay, I'm using a little titanium white. Now blue, extremely powerful, especially Prussian blue. Okay. Now, as you can see, it is blue. And you see a lot of that white in there also. I'm going to have to get a bit of this to cover this, and just a little dot of blue. I have glycerin already all over this board here. So now mixed with this titanium white, I have to be careful. All right. So I don't have to really put a big load of this on here. All right, but we're going to try to put this on evenly so you can still see the glow. Because remember, titanium white covers a lot of stuff, but this glycerin will help thin it out. All right, and here we go. Red from the top. Now watch what happens when I add this stuff. Okay. And you can't be shy about adding it. Remember, it's got glycerin on here, so the paint will move around and do what it do. All right. So once again, hashtag don't panic. Bring it on down. You can move this stuff around. So if it seems like I'm adding too much, or it's all gone, or it's too thick, not really. Not really. Because I can still move it around. Okay. And I'm really moving this stuff at a pretty brisk pace here. And you know, you think you got enough. I know I don't have enough, but it's all right. It's all right. Put it right in there. Don't be shy. Put it in there. Now I want you to see something. Do you see that white? Huh? You see it? Now you see it, don't you? See? You see it now, right? Okay. Some more white. A little dab of blue. Pop it in there. Just like that. And we're going to continue this right on down. Once again, do not be afraid to apply this. You have to apply the color. It's the only way this thing is going to work. But how's that for a foggy day? How's that for mist? Look at what you just did. See? You see that? You see how fast that happens? Okay. And because it's still wet, now you can play with, well, how much of this do you want? How much of it do you want seen? How dark or how light do you want it? But you see that smoke now. Okay. And, all right. So you see the smoke trail here. Now you definitely see the glow. People are going to ask how on earth you did that. Okay. They will not have a clue of how you completed this. Okay. that can go a little lighter, a little darker. Truly up to you. If you think it should be a little darker, if you think it should be a little lighter, that's really your call. All right. Now that I've done this, now I can add hold on for a second, guys. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, okay. All right. Let me see. Hold on. Something's going on. Oh, I know who that is. All right, I'll get to her. All right. Okay. All right. I don't know why YouTube is doing that. Okay. Now this is probably the perfect look for the mist. You still see slight details in the mountain. You still see the smoke, both sides. You still see your little details here and there. Really up to you, like say, how far you want to go with it. You still see the glow of what's shining through the windows here. Okay. It's blue, but not completely. It's got a little white in it, but it's still, more or less overcast. All right. Okay, we're done with that. Everybody seems to be satisfied with that color. That's cool. All right. Let me wipe off the brush real quick here. Once again, whatever color that suits you. Now this color of blue mixed with the white, with this gray, everything kind of, because the colors involved are kind of related to each other, and once again, this is a very neutral color, gray. So it's picking up everything. Now you got shades of something else on top of that gray. Okay. If you picked yellow, things that are darker would be shown more. Okay. With this blue, things that are lighter are shown a little bit stronger. Okay, so it all depends on the intensity of whatever color you choose. All right. Okay, let's unpeel this house here. Okay, he doesn't know that I'm live. Hold on. Hold on, guys. You might hear him reply. Okay, so we got the cabin here in the front. Okay, which will pretty much stick out like a sore thumb. Told you he'll reply. All right, there you go. Now you got what is the top half of the cabin. Don't worry about that. Okay, so we've got the roof, a little bit of its the wall part down there. Okay. The cabin to be a little more detailed. It would be definitely in color to send everything else backward. All right, and plus it's near us, so it's going to be a little darker. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, they will pick up. They will pick up more dimension and everything just because of all the different hues. And things like that. The trunks kind of help bring that out also. All right. Okay. Let us have a wee bit of fun. Remember, this guy is going to be more or less in color. Okay. Let's start out with the chimney. We'll play with the chimney here. What is this? Blue of some sort? I forgot. Yeah, it's blue. All right. So we'll get a deep maroon here going. Now, if we get a deep enough maroon, it's going to appear black anyway. It's not going to really appear maroon. All right, that's just our eyes and the way we perceive stuff. Okay, all right. Okie dokie, let's play with this. Watch what I'm going to do here. Now you need a brush that has a pretty decent edge. Now, I really shouldn't be playing with it like this, but I am, just to show you guys. All right, so now technically this should be in perspective. Good luck with me trying to do it that way, but we're gonna give it a shot, guys. We're gonna give it a shot somehow. Right there. That's one. Let's do it again, right here. And we're gonna make this one a little longer, just like this, but keep straight up and down. Instant bricks. Look at this. All right, just like that. I'll use a touch of water. Let's go right to the bottom of it here, right about there. Have it jet out just a little bit, go a little bit larger. Just come out this way. And then we're going to do one right next to it. Come on out that way. Okay, let's get some more. Throw some bricks in there real quick. Follow the other one, just like that. Then you're going to follow the other one. This is going to be a little weird because of, once again, I got to kind of eyeball the perspective on this. Something like that. Let's get some more. I think I'm gonna have enough. We'll find out. I hope I get enough. We'll see. I guess I will, somewhat. Okay. I think I might. Bring that one down here. Hopefully my head's not in the way. You guys can see this. Check it out. Like so. All right. Okie dokie. Let's get a wider brush. And we'll get some, what do we got here? Let's get... Actually, we can get away with that. We'll use a little bit of this. Get a copyright strike doing that. All right, we'll color this in very carefully. Very carefully. I'm not really worried about what's going on the inside yet. Just make sure I can very carefully just get this in there straight first. You know what's ironic is that I should have colored the bricks this way, right? But it won't matter. You'll see. I should have, but I didn't. But it's okay. You'll see. You'll see in a second or two. It's all right. I'll get a little bit of water, loosen this paint up a little. That's not enough, but it's okay. We'll work with it. We shall work with it. I'll get some more water here. This is pretty thick paint, so I can get away with kind of loosening it up a little bit. There we go. It's okay. Block it in there like that. what did I use? Just a little touch of blue and some red. Something like this. I think I used a little bit of white too. Yeah, I did. All right. Well, it can't be that much of a stretch. There's only 3 colors up here. Okay, some weird pinky color going on there. A little more red. Yeah, it'll work. It'll work. Take my time with this part anyway. There. Whatever is going on in the middle, it's all right, because we can switch up at any time, so it's okay. It is a-okay. We can put little tiles on here, you know, do whatever. But it is extremely in focus. It is like different color than everything here, so your eye will gravitate toward this. Follow me? So you're good. You are okay. Pop that right in there, like that. All right, let's get some water. I'm thinking all of this is dry, and if it is, good. Because we will do in between the bricks that brick color. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Put it right in there like so. Okay. All right. Get a little bit of that blue. Get a corner of it. We'll just kind of put that up in here. Be careful. You still want to maintain that perspective in there. Okay. All right. I kind of like the way that looks, so we'll scumble some of that in there too. That's because I like the way it looks. So we'll just rub some of that in there like this. Rub it in there. I'm gonna use the palette knife in a second. I'll just rub some patterns in there. Okay. I kind of like that dark blue. Looks pretty cool. Kind of rub it in there. Paint's still a little wet. You can still manipulate it a little bit, like so. Okay, all right. Let's take a palette knife of some sort. Take a smaller palette. We'll just go in here with a little bit of blue. We'll put the blue right here. A little small touch of red. Where's my other green? I'll use the sap green. It could have been, Sonia. It could have been. You know. I mean, you know, I could have did Addams Family, but you know, that will require me snapping my fingers. Okay. Oh, we'll get a little bit part of that there. We'll use some of that. We'll use some of that. And we'll just kind of go straight down with it. Why not like this? Just use little bits of it here. Come in. We use a little bit more of that color. Do I got any more white left to do something about? Yeah, kind of, sort of. Let it come out here like I have a little bit. Put a little bit of it in here. Actually needs more white, but we'll be all right. Right here on the bottom a little bit, like so. And rub some of that in there. I will take a little bit of water, just a little bit. I get this rest of this crud off of here. Wipe off my brush just a little bit, get a little bit of this color. Plenty of water. The reason why I'm using water is because it will dry faster than the glycerin will, so we can still make a glaze just with the water instead of the slippery stuff. And then we'll just come here and we'll just kind of darken that up a little bit. Get some more. Does it have to be an even color all the way around? No, it does not. Put it right on in there. Get a little touch of water. Get a little bit of that brown there. And just put it right in there. So you can just change the entire surface doing this. And just, you know, give it the opportunity to dry, and you'll see. Okay. Little more solid color up here. Let it dry. You'll still see it. You'll still see the underlying tones under there. Okay. Once again, people are going to wonder what color, what did you do, how did you do, all of that fun stuff. You still see the underlying colors underneath it and all that good stuff. And you can add brighter colors. It's still going to stand out still going to stand out in front of everything else. Okay, make that disappear. All right, let's go back into this. Right here on the very bottom. You only got that little bit there. Get as close to that roof as you can. All right. Now, as long as it's wet, like it is now, okay, it's still very pliable. It expands when it dries. You may have to put on another layer. It all depends what type of brush you're using. Okay, all depends. All right. Okay. So I'm looking at it here. A little bit of red, a little bit of blue. We get this pretty dark, like that. Yes, I did put green in the blue and red. Now that I got the green in there, it's going to turn brown when I add the red. Now, I put too much red. I tend to do that. I tend to put a lot of red in there. But that's okay. Add more green. It'll brown it right up. Like so. Alright. A little bit of that shadow underneath there. Go straight down. Straight down. Straight down. Just like so. Alright, so you got your little cabin looking deal there. Okay. No, we're not going to do the baby shark thing. No, I'm sorry. We will not be doing that. No. A little dot of white here. All right, we're almost done. We're about like 98% done here. All right, add a little bit of white into this brown stuff. We'll marble it a little bit, and we'll kind of come across, just a small cut across. And we'll add some more interest up here. Oh, very light. Come on down like that. A little further down. Add some little things to it there. Maybe a little bit of a bridge up there. Maybe come on down here to towards the edge a little bit. Reverse the knife. Go upward. Just a little bit. Kind of, put some stuff. You can kind of go in the opposite direction if you really want to. All right, just a little bit of grit going on in there. All right, okay. Now, once again, you got all sorts of things happening in there, right? Okay, got our smoke going on. If you look at it there, and smoke's going in that direction. All right, cool. Even though we got this fella here in the corner, okay, you got all this vast openness happening there. All right, okay, well, I'll still want something here. I need it in color, and I think I might have it here. It's all about composition, really, because I don't want to get rid of this, but you still need something in here. It's just where to place it. Where do I want to place this guy? It has to be in this area. I think I got it. Let's take a little bit of this red like the rest of it. Let's take this green like the rest of it. Let's put up and in there. Two opposites here. It's probably a little more red than green, and it is. No problem. Let's use our sap green. Where are you? It's a little deeper green, that sap green. Put a little bit mix it in. Alrighty, cool. That's pretty much a nice little mix there. Okay, I really don't like mixing with the brush because of all the residual paint that's like really in the bristles like it is now. Okay, which is quite a bit of paint, but it's okay. We'll make do. Just like that. All right. So we're gonna take all of that. We're gonna make it a little deeper too. I want it a little deeper than that. I got this beach towel on my side, so it's all good. All right. We'll go the quick route today. I got, what is this, Mars Black? We just see the little tiny touch of that. All right. Because I want to really darken it up, but I don't want to stay here any longer than I really need to. Just a little spot of that stuff. Pop it in there. Okay. And trust me, it will deepen it. You don't need too much black to darken the color, and that's all you're doing is adding a little shade to the color. All right, just like that. All right, okay. Alrighty then, let's go on. Let's move on. Now we'll take some of this nice thick color here. We'll put a we will strategically pop a nice deciduous tree in here. I just got to be careful where I want it. Just got to be careful of where I want this guy. Right about there. Okay. And just be careful. Now be careful. Remember, we still got glycerin on the paper. Paint's on top of the glycerin. All right. We have plenty of this paint, so don't worry about that. I'll get it to its right shade and all of that. We will work with this shade, and then we'll put whatever details are on top of this once I get it to the color I want with it. No problem. Now, I needed something to be in front of certain objects. See how this guy now pushes all of that back? You still didn't lose the detail of your cabin here. You still didn't lose your shine. You still didn't lose the door. You still got your tree. Okay. Everything is still recognizable. But now things are pushed even further back. And again, this is now darker than this. So this is now in front. That's now secondary. And everything else is still pushed back. Okay, you guys get me? Okay. You follow me? All right. But you see how easy things can turn? Okay. It's all in how you want it represented. All right. I knew something else needed to be in here. Okay, but you got to be strategic. You got to kind of know where to put it, and yet it still be kind of natural. You follow me? Awesome, Jessica. All right. Okay. Let me look here. Let me make sure everything's cool. All right. Okay. I'm gonna stop. I really don't need to mess with that anymore. I can put details in it, but I don't have to mess with it anymore. When you look at a painting and you look at it in its entirety, stop doing everything and just look at it. Is the composition there? Is the proportions there? All right. Is everything right where you want it to be, where you're happy with? Okay. And if it is, and if you're satisfied with it, don't tease it. Don't bother it. Don't say, well, you know, if no, leave it alone. Trust me, just leave it be. Trust me. Just leave the poor thing be. All right. You will thank me later. I'm just saying. All right, a little bit of white. We'll put it right here. It's all right. Get a little bit of this dark color. Pop it in there. Marble it like that. Okay, no big deal. All right. Gotta add some highlighty type of things. I'll just use this. And we'll just kind of tap some interesting things happening here with it. Now, if you find it, your knife it's running out, whatever, it probably is. You can just get some more. It's all right. Then get some more. All right. It's okay. There's always a light and a dark side. So I'll put the light side over here. Okay. Get it as close to that edge there as you can, possibly. All right. I'm going to really to bring this even closer to us. It needs a strong light edge, and I'm going to give it one. We'll spread it out right here. It's all right. Right on top of the other color, because the other color is dry. It doesn't matter. All right. Give it a nice little touch. Right on this, and I mean right on this edge there. All right. Yes, I'm wiping the residual stuff that's turning brown on my knife. I'm just wiping it on the towel. Okay. I definitely needed a brighter color on this direct edge here. Okay. We'll play around with that red in here like this. Right on the edge. Okay. Anything else can be played around with, like olive in here, whatever. Okay. And play around with a little bit of that here. It's all right. Take some of this right out here, right on this edge, right on this edge. Play. See, just play. Just play. We're on this edge right here. That brightness right up on there. One, it brings it right to you, right in your face. And that's what you want. You want that sense of depth right there. All right. Okay, let's take a little bit of black. We're gonna do the same thing. Put the black in there. We'll just use the black, 'cause once again, for the sake of time. All right. And right on the opposite side, you just add the black. Don't have to add too much of it. Really. Now I can't really see it that well, so I'm looking actually at the TV camera as I do this. So I have to kind of watch my P's and Q's here. But I mean, I see it. And this is all right. If it goes down like that, I can kind of correct it. Once again, I know I might possibly make this look easy, but you have to realize I've been doing this for a while. But I'm explaining to you as I'm doing it how to do it, so you can come off and do the exact same thing. The exact same thing. I'm not really one for using a lot of black in my work. I've been doing it lately, but once again, it's usually a time thing, really. Because I really don't want to keep you guys up here that long. But apparently people don't seem to mind, because I do ask, you know, I mean, if it's too long, it's too long, you know. I'm gonna come here and add a little bit of that out this way and drag it downward just a little bit if I can. If I can. Just a little more depth in there, that's all. Okay. All right, Kelly. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate you. I really do. Thank you. And hit that all symbol on the bell. And whenever I pop on, there I am. But I do appreciate that you did spend some time with me and the crew. We do appreciate it. Both of us do. Me and Bruce and Sonia. Yeah, got our own little crew. Once again, guys, everything is here that should be here. Okay, you got 3 cabins. You got this, believe it or not, it is a bluish gray. The gray that was mixed here was not black and white. It was green and red with white added. Okay, which made the gray. You guys chose blue. All right, so we mixed in the Prussian blue and the titanium white, and you know, we did our thing, which gave us this shade of blue. Okay, did not add anything to symbolize ground except what we did with the shadow. Okay, I just roughed them up on the edges there, and that was it. All right, but your mind's eye will think all of this is grass, and it's not. It's number blank board. Okay, but it really doesn't matter because everything else kind of captures your attention. All right, no one will know that that's just blank canvas there. All right, there's nothing there but just the highlighted color. Okay, and like I've told you before, you see the little, well, I don't know how well you guys see it, but when I did the reflections and I put that little glob of paint there it is. All right, it's there. All right, I'm looking right at it. Okay, I'm trying to see if I added one there. I don't think I added one there. I didn't add it here, but it really doesn't matter. I told you whatever color you put there, it's going to show up, just like the smoke showed up here. Okay, especially over here. All right, so everything is present there. All right, and when you got such a weird light type of blue, because of so much white put into it, titanium white put into it, which is, it leaves a chalky residue anyway. So once again, the titanium white actually helps us out more than anything, giving you the overall misty quality, misty look that you're looking at right now. Once again, if you did a painting like this, people are gonna wonder, how on earth did you get something like that going on? If I did this earlier, and if this would dry, you can yet add another layer of fog or mist right on here or right past the tree. All right, you can just create all sorts of things happening with this. You don't really need to, because of this tree being here, and it's so detailed. It's right here, right in your face. All right, then you got the second thing right beside it, which is the cottage here, or the cabin. Then you got the other two, which is definitely shrouded away, because it looks like you're taking a picture on one of the branches here. Okay, maybe the branch is just below and you're snapping a picture, and there you go. Okay. Why are you taking pictures that early in the morning on top of a branch? We don't know, but you know, there you have it. All right, let's sign my name to this. Every painting tells a story of some sort. Do we have enough here? I'll sign my name in a tree somewhere. Oh, well, I can't sign it there. I'll just sign it here in the corner somewhere. Yeah, I will sign my name on it, but I won't sign it in white. I'll sign it in black. They just have to look for it, I guess. I'll just sign it in black right here on the corner. One, it won't be that intrusive. I don't want to sign it in red or anything like that. Definitely not white. Okay. There. Simple enough. All right. Okay. I'll flap it in focus somewhat. Then you guys can check it out for a little bit here. Jessica, let me show you something. This is a perfect time for me to show you this. All right. Let me switch the tabs for a minute here. All right, Jess. As you see, I have a mess. All right. Okay. I'll use this. Let me see. Okay. Rubbing alcohol. Okay. You can see it there. All right. All right, just spray it. Just like that. And just let it sit for a few seconds. All right. Okay. It doesn't really matter what size palette knife. Okay. We're going to put this on camera there. It doesn't really matter what size palette knife. You have some of this paint's been dried on here for a little bit. Some of it has not. Okay. But you just let it wait for a few seconds. And you take your little palette knife and look at this. Look. See that? See how easy it comes off there? Okay. Yes. All right. Just like so. No matter what direction you go. Okay. Now, if you find some that are a little bit stubborn, then you just take your palette knife, angle it up a little bit more. Just slice across it. It comes right up. And it prevents you from scratching up that glass. Okay, so be very careful. Now, the only downside with using rubbing alcohol is that your room will smell like a hospital bed for a little while. But it dries quickly and it will be over, you know. All right, just like that. All right. Now, when it comes to actually cleaning your palette, I do use a lot of paper towels, or I go through a lot of paper towels. All right. First off, initially, you're going to clean the crud off your board, which is all of this stuff. All right. You're gonna get, just let it soak up. All right. You see, it makes a mess. Don't be scared of the mess. It comes up. Don't worry about all of that. You just toss it. Just toss it. It comes up. It's not gonna bite you. It's all right. All right. It's okay. If it starts looking like, if your board starts looking like that, don't panic. All right. Let's get some more rubbing alcohol. I think this one here. I got a couple of bottles of this stuff. I picked the one that's almost empty. I'll put it over here. All right, just get you another paper towel. My paper towel is attached right on the bottom of my easel. Okay, and then look at this. See that? It wipes right up. It goes away. Now, alcohol evaporates rather quickly. All right. As you can hear the squeaks there. There's nothing else left. All right, and it looks like that. Ready for the next run. Okay. All right. And that's it. Okay. Now you can use just a regular towel and wipe it all off also. Okay. But it's just that easy, that simple, so you don't have to scrape it, rub and scrape it. You're killing yourself for no reason at all. And this is all it takes. Okay. You gotta learn to work smart, not hard. All right. All right, let's flip this back over. Lesson time over. All right, there you go. Alrighty. All right, let's see, is there anything else? Not really. You guys know the drill. 6:37, not too bad, not too bad. All right, okay. How long did I keep you guys tied up here? 2:17, good Lord. Okay, you guys know the drill. I'll be making a thumbnail of this. I'll be taking a photo to put it on Facebook and Instagram. You guys know the drill. Okay. All right. If anybody's interested in this thing, all you gotta do is hit me up, either email or if you have me on Messenger, I'm on Messenger. All right. What else? I think that's really about it. Let me take this off the board for 1 second because. All right. Here's one of the other downfalls of having a board like mine, especially in black. You get this. All right. Okay. Now I have just so much varnish on this board. It's embarrassing. And on purpose, and more rubbing alcohol, of course. I won't be taking the scraper to this. All you do is wipe it off. Okay, like that. Just wipe it. It just wipes away. Now, rubbing alcohol eats through this stuff better than water. All right, and faster than Windex too. All right, and really, there you go. That's it. Whole lot of varnish on this thing here. So basically it, because the camera definitely picks up on this stuff, especially when it's in focus. All right, let's put this thing back. Ugh. Let's put it right. Yeah, let's put it right here. We'll put it on the ledge right here because it's still kind of wet. I'll just point the camera downward a little, like so. There we go. All right. Draw it back a little bit. You guys can see it. Pop the focus on it there. All right. But that's how I do it. We can get rid of that. That's no good. But that's how I do it. All right. Thank you, Travel Dreamer. Appreciate it. You're gonna live a sleep. He's gonna live right here. Oh man, you guys kill me. I do, but I appreciate you guys stopping through, watching. This is kind of early for me, really. Back in the day, I used to start at 7, and I used to make my pre-made videos, and I used to do them at 6 or 7 o'clock on Mondays, till I got sick and everything. I did run a poll and see if they rather have the pre-taped videos or do they want the live streams. It looks like they want the live streams and all that. So we'll see. I'm gonna start back up on Home Artist Academy again next month, as a matter of fact. So the teaching here on YouTube may be just that, just teaching little short things, which gives me an excuse to use the watercolor paper again. There'd be like how to actually do tree trunks, or painting volume, like a circle and whatever. That's how you paint vases and everything like that. So I might do really actual teaching segments on the YouTube, but who knows? Who knows? All right, I gotta take my giant dog out for a walk, and all that good stuff. So everybody, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I shall see you when I see you. Until then, take care.